Okay, so in this lesson, we're going to be talking about completing the squares. Firstly, what is completing the square? It's just another form of factorizing, right? So far we learned this is monic I forgot the name. Quadrilateral? Quadrinomial. I don't know. Quadratic. Oh my god. That was terrible. I'm so sorry. This is why English is not my strong subject. Quadratic. This is a monic quadratic, okay? We learned how to factorize this into this form, x plus b and x plus c, right? So that's normal factorizing. Completing the square is a bit different, right? Completing the square, we want in this form, x plus b squared plus c. So it's kind of in this, you can see it's a perfect square plus a number, that sort of form, okay? That's what this whole topic is about. So let's get into it. So this is how you complete the square. First, open brackets, x, so this x comes down, and whatever this sign is, it comes down, okay? Oops. Whatever this sign is, it comes down. So the plus is going to come down. Then what you're going to do is take this b value and divide by 2. So b divided by 2, close it, square it. Okay, that's the first step. Then you're going to minus, this is always a minus. Take b over 2, so whatever this number was, and you square it. Okay, and then at the end, the plus c just comes down. Okay, so all that seems very complicated, but trust me, it's not. Let's do a question. I'll show you how easy it is. Okay, so you'll notice it's very similar to this one. So I'm going to put the formula here so you can see. Okay, let's do it. So you open your brackets, right? Write x. Whatever this sign is, it comes down. X plus. Okay, next, b divided by 2. What is b in this question? B is 6. Okay, so you do 6 divided by 2, or divided by 2 squared. Okay, so like that. Then you go minus, this is always a minus. Then you do b divided by 2. So 6 divided by 2, whole thing squared. Okay, lastly, what are you left? The c. C in this case is plus 5. Plus 5 just comes down. Okay, that's it. We've done most of the hard work. It's really easy from here. So you have x plus, what's 6 divided by 2? 6 divided by 2 is 3 squared. Minus 6 by 2, 6 divided by 2 is again 3. So 3 squared plus 5. You're left with x plus 3 squared minus 9 plus 5. And lastly, x plus 3 squared minus 4. Negative 9 plus 5. Okay, so again, we'll do one more question. Don't worry. So again, same thing. You open your brackets, write the x. Okay, whatever this sign is, it comes down. Negative this time. It's a bit different. So then you do b divided by 2. B divided by 2. So what's b? B is 4. So you do 4 over 2 and then close it and then square it. Step 1 done. Then this is minus. It's always a minus. 4 over 2 squared. And then whatever the c value, plus 10. Plus 10 just comes down like that. So what are you left with is x minus 2 whole thing squared minus 4 divided by 2 is 2 squared plus 10. So you're left with x minus 2 squared minus 4 plus 10. X minus 2 squared, negative 4 plus 10 is 6. That's it. That's completing the square. Okay, it's really that simple. So I hope you understand. It's this basic formula. Make sure you write it down in your notes. Okay, let's do a couple of questions for you guys. Pause the video and have a go at both of these questions. All right, I hope you had a go. Very important that you do. So let's do this question. Open your bracket. X. This sign comes down. Negative. B divided by 2. So 2 divided by 2 squared. Minus, again, b divided by 2, so 2 over 2 squared. Plus 7, so the c value, bring it down, plus 7. Okay, so x minus 1 squared minus 1 squared plus 7. Okay, 1 squared is just 1, so we can just write as x minus 1 squared, negative 1 plus 7 is plus 6. That's it, simple, hope you got that. This one, I'll do it quickly. X, bring the plus down. 12, so 12 divided by 2. B over 2 squared minus 12 divided by 2 squared and then plus 35. So that's the c value, it just comes down. Next, we have x plus 12 divided by 2 is 6 squared minus 12 divided by 2 is 6 squared plus 35. You're left with x plus 6 squared minus 6 squared is 36 plus 35. X plus 6 squared minus 1. Negative 36 plus 35. So these are two answers. I hope you got them right. But let's keep going. So this one's a little bit different and we'll see why. Like again, let's try completing the square here. Okay. So I said odd number. I'll show you what I mean. So again, we'll start the same way. Open your bracket. X. This sign comes down. Plus. Okay. Now you can see b is 5. Right? 5 over 2. And we will soon find out why that's a problem. So let's keep going though. So 5 b over 2 squared. Minus. This is always minus. 5 over 2 squared. And then bring the negative 10 down. So minus 10. Okay, so what do you know about this question, guys? You can't simplify 5 on 2 because 5 is an odd number, right? So if the middle one's an odd number, you're going to have fractions, unfortunately. And I know I said I hate fractions, but unfortunately, we have to deal with it. There's no other way around this. So we'll do it. X plus 5 on 2 squared, that pretty much remains the same. Now, what is 5 on 2 squared? Well, we know that if you have a over b to the power of 2, that's just the same as a squared over b squared, right? So it's going to be minus 25 over 4, because 5 squared over 2 squared, minus 10. So now you just got to add both of these fractions together. So it's going to be x plus 5 on 2 squared minus 25 on 4, and then minus 40 on 4, pretty much. You got to convert the same denominator to add fractions. So x plus 5 on 2 squared minus 65 over 4. Okay, so this is if I add these two fractions together. That's it. So let's do another example with the odd number. So again, same steps. X, bring this sign down, minus 3 on 2 whole thing squared, minus, there's always a minus, 3 over 2 squared, plus 3. Okay, boom. X minus 3 on 2 squared, minus, again we need to expand the square, so it's going to be 9 on 4, plus 3. So now we're going to add these two numbers. So you're going to convert 3. So pretty much you guys remember what I did before was this is 3. So pretty much 3 on 1. How do you convert the denominator 4? What I did before, 4 on times by 4 on 4. So you're going to have minus 9 on 4. 9 on 4 plus 12 on 4. So pretty much x minus 3 on 2 squared. Okay, so last final answer, x minus 3 on 2. Negative 9 on 4 plus 12 on 4 is plus 3 over 4. That's it. Okay, that's it. With odd numbers, it's pretty much the same thing. Only thing is there's going to be a fraction, so you can't simplify. Okay, so it's your turn. 2 more questions and we're done. So have a go. Let's do it. X plus, so this sign comes down. 7 on 2 squared minus, this is always minus, 7 over 2 squared plus 3 comes down. X plus 7 on 2 squared minus 7 on 2 squared is 49 over 4. Because 7 squared is 49, 2 squared is 4, plus 3. So you have x plus 7 on 2 squared minus 49 on 4 plus 12 on 4. So the same thing, adding fractions, same thing what we did before. So x plus 7 on 2 squared minus, it's going to be 37 over 4. Okay, so just add those two fractions together. That's it. Let's keep going. So this one you'll notice is another fraction here, but it'll be the same working out. Let's do it. X, this sign comes down, minus 9 over 2. 9 over 2, whole thing squared. Minus, in brackets, 9 on 2. So what a b over 2 squared minus 3 over 2 this time. So c value is a fraction, but still it behaves the same way, always comes down. So x minus 9 over 2 squared minus 9 squared over 2 squared is 81 over 4. That's it. Minus 3 over 2. So now we've got to add these two fractions. How are we going to do that? Well, I can times top and bottom by 2 to make this negative 6 over 4, to make a denominator 4. So you have x minus 9 over 2 squared minus 81 over 4. Add both these together, the fractions. It's going to be negative 81 minus 6 is negative 87 over 4. That's it, guys. So that's the basics of completing square done. As you can see, it's fairly simple. It's literally one method, the exact same method we did for every single one of these questions, right? So that's it. It's really simple. All right, so how would you complete the square if there was no c value? So what if it was just x squared plus bx, and there's no c value, so there's no plus c at the end. All right, so we're going to look into that. And it's actually easier than you might think. So let's have a look at an example. If I have x squared minus 4x, then you notice there's no c value, right? So just pretend there's a plus 0 there and do the exact same thing we've been doing so far. So what would you do? Open the brackets x, the sign comes down minus, and then 4 divided by 2, b divided by 2, squared minus 4 over 2 squared. And what's this? Plus 0. Okay, now you guys might understand the plus 0 is nothing, so you might as well not have it there. So all you're left with is just this part. Okay, so in this case, it's much easier. There's no value here you need to add or subtract. So we'll simplify this. We have x minus 2 squared minus 2 squared, which you can just write as x minus 2 squared minus 4, like that. So it's really simple. Again, we'll do this one as well. So it's really simple. X minus, pretty much you can do it this way, 5 whole squared minus 5 squared. So instead of doing 10 over 2 and 10 over 2, if you can do, 10 over 2 is 5, so you can do it straight away. So what you're left with is x minus 5 squared minus 25. Alright, so that's it for this lesson. I hope you understood completing the square because we'll be doing more of it soon. So I'll see you soon.